So we will go with 31st. Mayukadali, can you chant after me? 31st.
Yes, uncle.
Ye me matamidam nityam.
Ye me matamidam nityam.
Anutishtanti manavaha.
Anutishtanti manavaha.
Shraddhavanto nasuyanto.
Shraddhavanto nasuyanto.
Muchyante tepi karmabhihi.
Muchyante tepi karmabhihi.
Very good. We will repeat the line again. Ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha.
Ye me matamidam nityam anutishtanti manavaha.
Shraddhavanto nasuyanto muchyante tepi karmabhihi.
Shraddhavanto nasuyanto muchyante tepi karmabhihi.
Ikkada Shraddhavanto nasuyanto is not the word, it is anasuyanto. So the A is very silent. We have to just bring it in a very silent way, like Shraddhavanto nasu. So there is A there. O, there is small A in the landing there. Shraddhavanto nasuyanto. Feel the A in, okay? You don't have to explicitly say Shraddhavanto anasuyanto. You don't have to say that. Just say Shraddhavanto nasuyanto. Okay. So that is the word. Here, let's see what was told up until 30th. Can anyone tell me what we were discussing last week? What was Mayi Sarvani Karmani? What was Bhagwan telling in the last one? Or at least up until this, just a quick feedback of what exactly we are focusing on the theme. You remember anything, Sheetal? What was the theme we were discussing up until 30th? We know this is Karma Yoga. We know how the act is to be performed. But here in 30th, Bhagwan actually tried, 29th and 30th, he tried telling us why people perform the way with selfish goals, and why some of the people perform the similar kind of activities without selfish goals. What is the reason behind that? And we discussed that it is gunas. It is the gunas that are acting, not the soul. Soul is only inspiring. Soul is only the repository. Soul is only bringing in all the experiences from past many lives and bringing my tendencies. Oh, Pawan, you know what? Millions of lives back, since then, you have been a person who loves the sweet taste. You have a sweet tooth. You have always been that. When you were ant also, you were always onto the sugar. Now you are a human being, you still want some sweets. So the tendencies, the sanskaras, this is called a sanskara. The tendencies that come from many multiple lives in the past, that's called sanskara. My sanskaras are nothing but my collection of gunas. These collection of gunas are performing the activity in a way that I'm activity performing right now. Right. So Bhagwan says these are the gunas that are performing, not the soul. So gunas are performing, and the recipient of that activity who is enjoying the results is also enjoying based on their gunas. We talked about the example how the same prasada from temple, when you go, the prasada, when somebody gives you prasada, first of all, the person who is giving gives with different gunas. Someone may be giving it as, oh, if I give, then I'll get punya back. So let me do. I will prepare prasadam for temple and I will distribute among the bhaktas who come to the temple because I will get punya. There is a selfish goal behind that, right? That is one way of thinking. The other thing is, who am I to give this? It is Bhagwan who is allowing me to provide this prasada to everyone that is in need, from little ant to the biggest of human beings, right? So I am going to fulfill my duty. I'm going to offer whatever I have, right, at the feet of Lord. Let him decide where it wants to go, and then I'll put it on the table. on the temple. Whoever comes, they will take, right? That includes me as well. My body also is part of that. This is how one person may think. The other person may think, why I should do? There is already there a lot of prasada on the table. I should not prepare anything. I'll just go there and eat. This is the other way, right? So there are different attitudes in which people can think while offering something. And the same way, when we are eating the prasadam on the table of the temple, we may also feel different ways. Oh, if I eat this prasada from the table's temple, from this temple, at this Lord, there will be multiple deities in the temple. At this Lord, when I take the temple on this particular day, Tuesday, I will take everything which is there at Shiva. Something like that, right? So there are ways in which people accept the prasadam also with different attitudes. And Bhagavan is saying it is not their soul which is doing this. It is the gunas that are performing these different variations in terms of how they act in this world. The same activity can be performed by different people in a different way, exhibiting different behaviors. That's all gunas acting. So Bhagavan clearly mentioned that deviation, how these gunas are playing vital role in the actions that are being performed. Bhagavan also said that, hey, if you are wise enough, if you are following my principles that I have mentioned in this Bhagavad Gita, and if you are going with that sense of sacrifice, and if you see somebody who is not doing that, don't feel bad. Don't just go and criticize them. Don't say, hey, you stop doing things. You are not doing it right. Stop doing. If you want to eat prasadam like this, don't eat at all. Go out, get out of this temple. Never say that. Never say that. Let him or her do whatever they are doing. All you have to do is just inspire by following the right way of doing things. If you are wise enough, people will get automatically inspired from what you are doing. And then they will follow your path. Right? And when one person follows, then 10 people follow, then 100 people follow. And the society will automatically get into that rhythm. Everyone will try to inspire everyone in the surrounding. That way, it will become the best place to live. See how Tulsi crop, when you put it in the soil, you don't have to like explicitly talk to Tulsi every day and say, hey, just make more Tulsis around because that is auspicious. I want you throughout my lawn. You don't have to tell that. The moment you put it in the soil, in next few months, you will see the entire soil is filled with Tulsi plants. How? That's how the goodness also propagates, right? So let's move on to 31st and see. Bhagavan said also that when you are performing the activities, knowing that it is the guna that is performing, then you become self-critical. I will see my gunas every day. I will say, oh my God, this is so dirty. I'm not even thinking right. Let me polish it. Why? Because I here is the soul talking to these little gunas, the body, the mind, and the intellect, which are not doing the job properly. This soul now, because it is not identifying with these entities, it thinks it's an external entity. It has the courage and the freedom to instruct those entities. How many times you do a job and say that I'm not doing a good job? Very, very rare. Very, very rare. Why? Because we feel that this activity is done by me. The moment you feel this activity was done by this body, and I am an observer from inside, right? Looking at how this activity is being done by this body, what are the emotions getting in my mind while doing this activity? I will always question myself. I will always question myself and say, Pawan, this is not what you read in Bhagavad Gita. This is not how it is to be performed. These are not the emotions that should come into your mind when you are performing this activity. Why is it coming? Why is it coming? Is there a way to come out of it? This is the question I would ask myself every moment through self-reflection. Okay? Such person who understands that gunas are performing and not the soul would be Vigata Jwaraha, which means he or she will be devoid of pain, misery, frustrations, sorrows, sadness after performing the activity. Whatever may be the result, that freedom they will get. That's where we stopped in 30. Let's move on to 31st. So, ye me matam idam nityam anutishtanti. Ye me matam. This is my opinion. See how beautiful Bhagwan tries to belittle himself. He is not saying, I am the boss, whatever I say, you guys have to follow. He is not saying that. He said, Arjuna, these are the ways you can perform your activities. This is my opinion. He never said, this is the ground truth. This is the disclaimer. This is the principle. This is the rule. Opinion. This is my opinion. See how delicately Bhagavan is putting the words in Bhagavad Gita. Why? Because a lot of people who do not understand Bhagavad Gita will start questioning. They say, why Bhagavan is always saying, think about me? Why he is giving, saying, oh, offer everything to me? Think that I am doing, not you. What is this? Why he is so egoistic? These questions, these kind of words have already come through this foolish mouth of human beings since ages. So Bhagavan is saying, take this as my opinion. I am a well-wisher of you. Take this as my opinion. Okay, this is my strong opinion. Ye me matam idam. Matam means opinion. Nityam manutishtanti manavaha. One who follows this way of working throughout, not just once or twice, only in the morning or only when you go to the temple or when in an auspicious place. No, every moment, while breathing, while singing, while eating, while helping, every moment while working in the office. If you follow this principle that I'm telling you, then Shraddhavanto Shraddha. Shraddha, Adiguru Shankaracharya has got a beautiful definition to Shraddha. He said, Guru Vakyeshu Vedanteshu Druda Nishchaya, Druda Vishwasaha iti Shraddha. He said, whatever Guru says, whatever scripture says, Vedanta, a strong belief that yes, that is true, and I have no questions about it. I will follow whatever it is saying. This Drudha Vishwasa is called as Shraddha. Why this question has become in, like why this word has come in? Because there is obviously a chance where people will not understand what Bhagavan is trying to say. Why? Because it is always misinterpreting. You know, your intellect, our intellect is so strong. Bhagavan has built it so strongly that it asks questions. There is no doubt about asking questions. But after asking questions, when it doesn't get the answer, it feels that statement is wrong. This is why scientists try to prove everything. There are many things that do not need proof. Like if I'm breathing, I'm considered alive. Medically also, right? You don't need to prove that you are breathing. It is realized by yourself. You know whether you are breathing or not. Similarly, there are many other things that do not need proof in this world. Likewise, Bhagavan says, these are my words. There is no proof required. You have to believe in it. That is called Shraddha. One who believes that way is the one muchyante te api karmabihi. Such a person who is strongly believing in my words, anasuyantaha, which means he has no other distractions. There is no other questions or doubts that this person has in what I say. One who strongly believes in my words is the one who will not have any more karma, which means all the activities, all the desires that this person has will immediately be fulfilled. How? The activities, when they come in front of you, you will not even know that you are performing those activities. Did it ever happen that you are doing some action and you didn't know that you are doing that action? Best example is like nowadays I'm walking, I've started walking. And my experience says, when I walk the first few steps, I feel as if I'm walking. But after that, I get lost into some space. I think of some story, something that happened in the past, you know, something is happening in my life. And I realize that I'm coming to the end of the, you know, the layout, which means I suddenly realize, oh, I completed my round. But I don't know how I was walking, where I was walking, what did I all see while I was walking. I just get out of that sight. This is also a simple example where you are, you know, thinking about something and eating. Amma brings nice, beautiful, nice, lovely food onto the table. You are thinking about your examination that you are supposed to end up tomorrow. You start eating, and then you only think about the problems, that rhythm, that theorem, this theorem. You have a book by your side, you're looking at it, and finally says, Mummy asks, okay, how did you like the chana curry? I said, which chana curry? Well, I made chana curry, right? Oh, you made it? I didn't realize that. I was just eating. Sorry, I didn't see that. Why you didn't see that? Because you were lost into something else. Bhagwan is saying, get lost in myself. Get lost in myself. So that there are no activities for you. Whatever. If I eat chana curry, if I know I'm eating chana curry, I will ask, Amma, this is so nice, Amma. Can you make tomorrow also? Can you make once again this week? Please. I will desire for more. If I'm just in some other trance, just following the duties, not keenly looking into what I'm doing, right? Just going through the rhythm, then there is a possibility that you are not going to get distracted. But let me caution you here. Suppose if I'm watching a YouTube channel and then eating, then my desire towards chana curry may not come again, but my desire to watch YouTube will grow. So Bhagwan is saying, replace that YouTube with me. Be with me. It is Bhagwan himself indirectly saying that have the only desire to meet me. This only desire to meet Paramatma is called as what? Who can tell me?
Moksha.
Very good. Yes, Krishna. It is called moksha. Other than moksha, there should not be any other desire. With that desire, when we are operating, looking into Paramatma at every stage, while eating, while talking, while working, while singing, while dancing, if we just see Paramatma everywhere, the possibility is that muchyante te api karmabhihi, all the activities that are to be done will get wiped off right there. So that is the matam idam. This is only my opinion. You believe it or not, it's up to you. But I would say be shraddhavantaha. Try to have faith in Bhagwan. And this opinion of mine may become a principle of your life. Right? So that's 31st. Next, see, then we may ask question, okay, I would love to believe this, but there will still be my families, my friends, my close people who I love the most, and they may not believe. What then about those people? Okay, then comes 32. All right. Pranavitali, can you repeat after me now?
Yes, uncle.
Ye tved.
Ye tved.
Or you should say ye tved tadab.
Ye tved tada.
Abhyasuyanto.
Abhyasuyanto.
So now we are going to Tveteda Abhyasuyanto, we are going to merge and we will say Tvetadabhyasuyanto. Tvetadabhyasuyanto. Okay? Ye Tvetadabhyasuyanto.
Ye tvetadabhyasuyanto.
There is no ta, it is only little ta. Ye tvetadabhyasuyanto.
Ye tvetadabhyasuyanto.
Very good. Nanutishtanti me matam.
Nanutishtanti me matam.
Sarvajnana vimudhamstan.
Sarvajnana vimudhamstan.
Vidhinashtana chetasah.
Vidhinashtana chetasaha.
We'll repeat again. Ye tvetadabhyasuyanto nanutishtanti me matam.
Ye tvetadabhyasuyanto nanutishtanti me matam.
Sarvajnana vimudhamstan vidhinashtana chetasah.
Sarvajnana vibhudhamstan विद्धिनास्थानचेतसः
Very good, very good. Yetu etad is yetvetad. If those who do not believe in this concept due to various reasons. One is that their intellect, they are bound to intellect, they are slave to intellect, which means what? Whatever intellect says, they believe. If their intellect says there is no proof, Pavan, I think probably whoever wrote this is writing with a lot of ego. Don't believe this. Huh? Don't believe these words. Just do whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you successful. You know, successful in the sense, in this world, successful is all about bringing more wealth, having more wealth, having more reputation, having a lot of likes on your Facebook page, and just do this. So do it for that sake. Don't do it for like as an offering to Bhagwan at his feet. Don't do that. Why? There's no proof to it that it will bring you, who has seen whether the karma is going to finish or not? Who knows? Do you know? Intellect will say, no, I don't know. I said, okay, then don't believe. This is what will happen. It is very obvious. Very, very obvious. So, ye tu etat abhya asuyanta. So, who do not have the ability to believe and follow this. Na anutishtanti, one who would not like to follow these descriptions. Me matam, my opinion. So my opinions, whatever I have declared, if those who do not follow and who are not in a position to abide by those principles in life, sarvajnana vimudhaha. All the knowledge, all the wisdom that must be there with one will be deluded. They will be deluded of that wisdom and knowledge that one should have. In that state of mind, in that state of experience, these people nashtan achetasaha, they will be facing a problem of not being aware of their true self. And so what will happen? They will keep accumulating the desires. The inherent meaning of this is they will keep accumulating the desires to do the same thing again and again and again and again and again. And towards the end of life, there is no again, right? Towards the end of life, when the breath starts narrowing down, slowly taking the life away from this body, at that time, that there will be always desire again and again and again. What will happen to that again and again? Bhagavan says, okay, I am compassionate enough. Just because you did not understand my principle, I will not be harsh to you. You want to do it again? Okay, Kanna, do it again. I'll give you one more life. What you want to do it again? You want to do again and again and again. Eat, 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 eat. Okay. Very next life, Bhagavan gives me a beautiful pig skin. And then I become a pig with lot of food everywhere, freely available in nature, and I just keep munching, 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 munching. This is what I would do. Or perhaps something else, depending on what I desire for. Right? So, Bhagavan is always compassionate, but what he's saying is, you are a fool. I gave you all this when you were a human being. And believe me, this knowledge can only be availed in the form of a human being. Why? One who wants to attain moksha will have to beat his or her own intellect, which is not allowing that to happen, asking for proof every time. That intellect is available only to human being. So Bhagavan will say that this intellectual capacity is only given to human, and you are in a human life. This is the most beautiful opportunity to end everything right now and finish your goals. Come to me, be the Bhagavan yourself. But this foolish life always wants to keep the desires and asks questions, doesn't want to follow whatever Bhagavan says and wants to continue the journey. Bhagavan says, okay, I'm loving enough that I bless you that you will continue this journey and repeat life after life. This is what happens to those who either do not believe or say that I don't want to continue the principles that Bhagwan is mentioning as per his opinions. Right? 33. All right. So Anshika, 33 Nana, repeat after me. Sadrusham cheshtate swasyaha.
Sadrusham chestate swasyaha.
Again. Sadrusham cheshtate swasyaha.
Sadrusham chestate swasyaha.
Prakruter jnanavan api.
Prakrite jnanavanapi.
Prakrutim yanti bhutani.
Prakritim yanti bhutani.
Nigraha kim karishyati.
Nigraha kim karishyati.
Let's do the full lines, Kali. Sadrusham cheshtate swasyaha prakruter jnanavanapi.
Sadrusham chestate swasyaha. Prakrite jnanavanapi.
Prakrutim yanti bhutani. Nigraha kim karishyasi.
Prakritim yanti bhutani. Nigraha kim karishyati.
It is something like by tying a twine. Have you seen how jasmine flowers are on a twine, right? Almost. Take the twine and tie it to a strong rod for, let's say, 10 years. Will that twine ever become a woody tree? Will that become a tree? It will not become a tree at all. It will still be there. You remove the knots, it will again fall down onto the ground. Similarly, our qualities are like that. By just speaking to person, asking him something not to do, without their belief in that system, is something like tying the twine to the rod and expecting that it will become a woody rod or a straight woody tree one day because I'm tying it like this to a strong opinion. That will not work. At the same time, having all the desires in me, just because I read this, curbing it in the sense, I want to do it, but I don't want to show it. There are chances where we end up into this situation. I want to do this. I want to get corrupt. I want to get bribed. But I learned something, right? So I cannot fulfill it. I should not do it, I know, but I want to do it. This happens. This is very natural. It is possible in human life. Bhagavan is saying, when you curb that, when you say you don't want to do this activity at all. For example, you are an employee of a casino game, a casino center. You are an employee of the casino center. You know, casino is like Judam, right? People put money and then there are a lot of wrong things happen at that place as well. You are an employee of that place. You are doing some job and you are getting some money towards the end of the day. After reading Bhagavad Gita, should I leave that job? What do you think, Krishna?
Yeah, it is better because, like, I mean, that's my opinion. Because you are contributing to someone who is doing a lot of adharma.
Right.
I mean, you can just like work on your sustenance for a month or 2 months till you find a new job, but sooner the better.
Right.
Which means like we are motivating the adharma, right? In some way or other.
Right. So this is how we typically feel, and we come out of it, right? Now, let's say you are not having any other job, or you are not qualified to do any other job. Then, for the society purpose or for the purpose of believing in Bhagwan's word, I can control myself, but what will I feed my family? See, that is a bigger sin. being a person controlling your, being a father of children, not being able to feed the family or not feeding the family appropriately is a bigger sin. You will go through many agitations of the mind. You will not be able to peacefully sit down and even focus on Paramatma at that point in time. You did all that for him, yet because of his words. But when we come out, it is very hard to focus on him. Why? My stomach will be hurting, my kids will be crying. What should I do? So Bhagavan is saying, and there are many such disciplines in life, right? Somebody could be a butcher, somebody could be maybe, they're doing different jobs. There are different activities in the society that are supposed to be done. That's why this Varna system was there. Like, we have 4 different Varnas, somebody is fighting, killing constantly, fighting and, getting into the wars. That is Kshatriya. Should Kshatriya stop doing the job and say, oh my God, how can I kill somebody? Because what I can do with killing, a lot of blood everywhere. I have to pierce through somebody's skin, this sword made of iron. Am I supposed to do that? That's a conflict everybody will get through. Bhagavan is saying, this conflict will come in everyone's mind while reading Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan is saying, if that is your duty, if this is a righteous duty, which will come in the next shloka, but I'm just trying to get it early because it needs to be discussed here. What I should not do is suppress that duty. Suppress that duty. Then Bhagavan, if I'm doing this duty, I'm doing something wrong. As Krishna, you rightly mentioned, if I'm doing something, I'm actually, motivating somebody else to, get into this money business. And because I'm working, they are coming, right? But Bhagavan is very clear. If you are not working, somebody else will work. And somebody else will also make money like you. But the good part is you are making that money and distributing to the beggars on the outside of that casino who are bankrupted because of this and nowhere to go. They are in a very helpless state. You are coming out every day, putting 10% of whatever you earned there, you are sharing it with them. If the same activity is done by somebody else, he will not only try robbing all the money and getting all the money and do nothing for the society, but also will try to be more harsh to the people who are sitting outside just because it is bringing less of the business. So there are ways in which you can perform the same duty by changing the attitude. Of course, if it is a duty that you can do based on your gunas, based on your dharma, right? Suppose if I am a person who doesn't understand anything at all, I'm dull-minded. That's what I was born like, okay? But I have a lot of energy, I have a lot of strength. I may probably be a person who is like, carrying, how many of you seen in Jammu Kashmir, when you go to Kedarnath and all, there are people who carry others on their back, right? I could be that person because I believe I have strength. Rather than being a bouncer to a politician, I would rather go use the energies there. I'm still learning, right? So that comes again back. If being in the current role, if you are doing something not right for the society, that is not good. So Krishna, you are right. You have to come out of the situation. But when you come out of the situation, somebody else will take that post and maybe much worse than you. So sometimes it is good to stick to that and do better in the role, serving the society back, negating the effects. That's why people say good people should come into politics. Why? Just because politics is bad, if we stop going there, then what will happen is it will be only with those people. The more goodness enters into politics, one day will come where the politics may turn into a goodness affair, right? So be there and change the system rather than running away from everything. This is exactly Arjuna is trying to do. He's trying to run away from the war, thinking that he may kill his relatives. So Bhagavan here is trying to put the dots there and connect them together and say, Arjuna, be very, very sensitive of what you're trying to do here. Your dharma is a kshatriya. Fighting for the right cause is your duty. You are actually running away from that, right? Just because you want to do meditation, which is okay. Meditation is not bad, but running away from your duty, suppressing, nigraha, suppressing your own duties and doing something else is a sin. You should never do that. That is exactly the word that Bhagavan is trying to give. to us. Okay, so we have to identify what is that dharma for us, and there are some tips that we can discuss in the next shloka. But here Bhagavan is saying sadrisham cheshtate swasya. Swasya means my own duties, right? Accordingly, you perform these activities which are bound to be acted based on the gunas that you carry at this point in time. While your gunas are performing these activities, do not try to suppress what you really are. Suppose if you are an intelligent person, don't suppress your intellect. Don't stop speaking where something is going wrong. Put your intellectual capacity there and try to influence people. Don't say this is not my world, or I may just get demoted if I do this. No. Put your word straight. It is okay. This is exactly what he is instructing in 33. All right. We have 8 more minutes. I think we should be able to quickly go through 34, at least chant and then do a quick one-liner, and then we'll continue 34 more in the next session. Okay. All right. Who did not get a chance to chant back? I think we all did, right? Okay. Sheetal, come now, come closer and louder. Indriyasyendriyasyarthe. Louder. No. Indriyasyarthe. So combining these two will become Indriyasyendriyasyarthe. Very good. Ragadveshau vyavasthitau tayorna vashamagachet. Tayorna vashamagachet. Tau hyasya. Hasya kadu. Hya. Tau hyasya paripanthinau. Tau hyasya paripanthinau. Let's do the full line now. Indriyasyarthe ragadveshau vyavasthitau. Tayorna vashamagachet. Tau hyasya paripanthinau. Paripanthinau means enemies. Paripanthinau means enemy. So indriya arthe. Indriyasya artha. Artha means object. Indriyasya means you all know it is senses, right? Indriyasya artha is sense objects. So there is always a pairing between the senses and sense objects. The senses are always attracted towards the sense objects. Just like I should be attracted to my Lord, the same way the indriyas are created to be attracted towards the indriyasya artha. My nose is always searching for a particular smell which I like. My tongue is always searching for something that it wants to taste all the time. My ears are always trying to listen something that I love the most. So there is a property of those indriyas to get attracted to something that they like, which is artha, indriyasya artha. That is always there. This combination of these two is the reason why we have raga, dvesha. Vyavasthitau. Okay, they are situated. Why? Because my indriya, if it goes to something that it likes, it will say raga. Oh my God, I like it, I love it. Once more. If I go to something else like bitter gourd curry, right, Sheetal? She says, ew, man, I don't want it. Right? It's exactly opposite when it comes to me. I like bitter gourd curry. So when I go there, see the same thing. My indriyas react to it in a different way and brings raga. And Sheetal's indriyas may go to that and bring dvesha. So it is the drama between the indriyas and the indriya arthas that bring these feelings of raga and dvesha in us. the feeling of pairing and unpairing, like Bluetooth, right? But tayor na vasham agache, those if you are not in the trap of that, if you are not in the trap of getting into the raga or getting into the dvesha, how? First line you are saying senses and sense objects are paired. Because of that, these issues will come, right? I cannot close my senses. I cannot do that. In Gandhiji says, close your eyes. It's good in the picture and the photographs. In reality, it is not there, right? What can I do? What can I do? So, but Bhagavan is saying those who can do, asya paripanthinao, there is no enemy to them. These are the only enemies that you have. These are the only enemies that you have. So we will discuss more on how to deal with these enemies which are already inbuilt into us. You don't have to search for your enemies outside. They are always there 24/7, even in your sleep, they are always with you. Let's see how we can deal with these enemies which are with us, along with us, traveling with us every moment of our life, which is nothing but the indriyas and the indriyarthas, those feelings of raga and dvesha. What we can do about it. Let's discuss it in the next session. Right. So closing prayers. Seeking everyone's happiness. Om Sarvesham Swasthir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu, Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu, Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet, Asato Ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Thanks everyone. Have a wonderful rest of the week. I love your hairstyle, Anay.
Anay,
Your hairstyle is so nice. Good.
thank you.
See you all next week. Bye. See you all next week. Jai Shri Krishna.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Reem.
Jai Shri Krishna, uncle.
Bye, Nana. Bye, Megha. See you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, Nana. Bye, Ma.
Bye. Bye, Nana.
Bye, Ma.